What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're having a look at the super boss difficulty of the latest KIZUNA clash this time. So we're going to be using two separate teams against the Dex variation of the super boss. Main reason for that is I'm still not 100% sure what the best methodology is to actually counter this content, because I understand that they're trying to want you to use Blackbeard, but also using Rush Sugo Kaido with Big Mom, like it's just a really good combination. And even all of that, it doesn't make a lot of sense in terms of the way these characters kind of work together, because Blackbeard doesn't really want Wano slots. He wants these naturally appearing slots to make his special as good as it possibly can be. However, when you actually utilize Kaido together, there's a little bit of issue, because you're not going to be able to generate the tandem slots to get Blackbeard Super Tandem, even if you use a friend captain that has a really high Super Tandem level. In hindsight, what I really should have done is just use Blackbeard Special Stage 2, get the 3-turn Orb boost, carry it into the next stage, probably would have worked better. And then, of course, we have Kanjuro on the team, because I just have like level 5 super or final tap on him, which is kind of okay. But realistically, probably should have taken him out, use lead performers instead to get a guaranteed super tandem with this squad, and then just final tap with Burgess either way. I think that would have probably been the best way forward. So, you know, looking back at it, if I did that, this team actually would do a hell of a lot of damage. So I might re-explore that once this video is done and see how it actually kind of works out. But I do have a separate team, as we'll go through in the next clip, that utilizes a double Blackbeard captain if you wanted to go down that route instead. Moving on to our secondary team, as I said, is going to be a double Blackbeard team. Now, there is a bit of issue with this team, because with the way that the team is structured, I'm unable to get the Rush Sugo special of Kaido, because you do need two specific characters on your crew in order to get that to activate. So this team with Kaido on it is probably not the best way forward. Even though the Rush Sugo special does give you a nice chunk of additional damage, using it with double Blackbeard probably is not going to actually work. Using the Jesus Burgess and the Doc Q special on this stage actually works really well, as Doc Q says that if you use the special and you hit 2 perfects, you apply weakened status on the opponent in the next turn. And as we know with the weakened status, weakened gets enhanced when the enemy is inflicted with increased damage taken, which Blackbeard is capable of doing. Kaido is capable of doing if you use him as a captain as well. It actually works really well. So I think Doc Q feels like a really optimal character here. So you have to use him on stage 2, but he does give you a buff on the final stage as well. And then Burgess removes a bunch of buffs on stage 2 and carries buffs into that final room. Remember, you do not want your chain multiplier to be exceedingly high, as the enemy does have chain attack down when you go above a 4.6 multiplier. So you do have to be very cautious, and it also does kind of give less credence to Rush Sugo Kaido, because as you apply Rush, your chain will inevitably go up a lot higher, especially if you have a pre-existing chain boost on your team already like you do with Burgess. So I don't even know if Kaido is going to be optimal for this content due to that chain attack down. So potentially using Burgess as the captain to remove the chain attack down, if that's even capable of working, because I did hear that some people were saying that it doesn't even work effectively. So there's a lot of nuances in regards to this Dex boss that I haven't quite figured out yet, but this team still are capable of doing decent damage so far. And I only have one additional team built for the versus strength variation, but I feel super comfortable with this team. This team feels really good. It did take me quite a while to kind of figure this team out and get it done correctly. And even though I feel like pretty comfortable with this team, the team I feel like can be optimized even further, because with this team, you're actually not allowed to get Yamato's final tap, because if you want to get the super tandem done early, Yamato has to be a part of that chain. So if we could somehow potentially replace Kinemon with a character that removes paralysis and it's like a Luffy character, if it's a Luffy that could remove paralysis on stage 2, I feel like that might actually work a lot better. But this team can do crazy damage. We do get the Rush Sugo special of the Cross Guild, because we have 2 characters on the crew that are listed on his effect, and we have 2 Zoros, and they actually both count towards that Rush Sugo special, so that's wicked. And Yamato feels really good with Cross Guild, as Yamato's special and the EX Super providing the cooldown reduction for Cross Guild, so that you can launch all 3 applications of his special on the last stage to get the set target status, the orb boost, and the chain boundary. Lots of damage there. We do have Zoro on the crew as well, and this enables us to get a really good attack boost and the conditional boost against increased damage taken, which Yamato applies with her special. Now we do have to use the Nami and Robin character just on stage 1, so that when we move into stage 2, Frankie does not give us that debuff that means we're not allowed to apply an attack boost. So that's a really neat effect that people were discussing in the community. So if you have this, remember, this Nami Robin is free to play, so you can pick him up from the KIZUNA exchange. Very good special to enable you to actually get an attack boost on this final stage. Very important. And we are using a friend captain of Zoro and Sanji with a high super tandem level to abuse that. If you have your own versions of Zoro, Sanji, or Enma Zoro with high levels of super tandem, then you can kind of be a bit more flexible with your team building, but it is dependent on what you're doing. And I am using the upgraded version of Liberal Hind to give me an additional health boost, because we do have to take so much damage on stage 2. We want to apply that Rush Sugo special, so you do have to be very cautious about that as well. But that's going to wrap it up from me. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.